The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hello, good evening and welcome to what promises to be another Transformers review. Yeah, this is Dreadwind, as always, on Dread Tidings, or TVTF, as this particular episode will be. And of course, you've watched the opening bit, which tells you that we're going to be looking at this guy today. This is actually Henkei Hound, the Henkei version of Universe Hound. One of my favourites of this genre. I don't know, what do you want to say? This series, I suppose, of either Universe or Henkei. And he's generally considered to be one of the better toys from this line. Purely for its simplicity and its attention to detail, just the accuracy of cartoon Hound, which I think people have been sort of after in the Universe line. This is the line that should really show that off, that should really sort of merge the comic and the cartoon and sort of give a representation of what we want from both of those, rather than the clunky G1 versions that we already had. It was, obviously designed to give something a little bit new, a little bit fresh, update our classic characters and give them a new perspective with today's engineering. And this is certainly one of the better examples of that. But enough of that for the moment. We want to know, who is Hound? Well, had everything gone to plan, and I've said this in my blog Tech Spectacular before, had everything gone to plan, this guy should have been your Kid Appeal character and not Bumblebee. If you look from More Than Meets the Eye parts 1 to 3, the Autobot that Spike hangs out with most is not the little yellow one, as we all know and love in the future. No. The guy he hangs out with most of all is this guy, Hound, the Earth Lover, the guy who comes to Earth and thinks, you know what, I can hang out here, this is great, this is nothing wrong with this at all. In the early G1 cartoons, Hound, like I say, comes to Earth and finds that he doesn't mind the terrain at all. He doesn't mind Earth, he quite likes it. It's a new culture, it's something different, it's something he can sort of get to grips with, and he certainly enjoys his alt mode, which can deal with the barren landscape of Oregon, where they crash land in Mount St. Hilary. Put your teeth in, Glenn. Hound finds that he can deal with it perfectly, he enjoys it, it's a new challenge, and gets on with Spike almost from the get-go. Really, after More Than Meets the Eye, though, he sort of fades out, certainly after Season 1. Season 1 is very much what people like to call the hologram season, whereas there are a lot of science fiction concepts like holograms, or that kind of thing, sort of Deus Ex Machina kind of stuff. And Hound provides a lot of holograms in Season 1, believe you me. In the first 3 episodes, he provides a lot of holograms. In fact, there are, at least 2 Autobot plans which rely solely on the fact that Hound can make a hologram here and there. A bit lazy. Maybe, I don't know. But Hound's certainly one of the more affable, one of the more likeable characters. Like I say, it kind of drops off after Season 1. You don't really see him past that. I shall consult the Oracle and just double check his appearances after that. Because really there ain't much. You've got Generation 1 in the comics. He was part of the crew of the Ark. Bumblebee sort of took over there as well. He didn't really do much after that. He was hanging from the ceiling of the Ark with the other Autobots. He occasionally popped up here and there and got killed when basically Starscream took over the underbase and got the power of the underbase. With the sweep of his Hound, he destroyed Hound, Blue Streak, Mirage Hoist, Brawn and Gears. He did pop up in Generation 2. He joined Grimlock's unit in leaving Cybertron to find new conflicts and fought against the Cybertronian Empire. He wasn't very bloodlusty, unlike warriors like Blades, who berated him for that and said, well, why aren't you like us? You should be enjoying this, or you should be a better warrior. Hound was never really a warrior, he was a scout. So, he wasn't really good with violence and bloodlust. He didn't participate in Grimlock's ill-advised strike on the Legion Centauro. He did, however, get involved in protecting the planet ethos from genocide, but then after that he sort of disappeared again. He didn't really do much. He has appeared in Regeneration 1, where he's taken down Blot and joined Optimus Prime's army there. And like I say, in the cartoon, he appeared in More Than Meets the Eye Parts 1 to 3. He was in things like City of Steel, where again he made quite a few holograms there. Then changing gears. He ended up being a bit of a background character, really, did Hound. He didn't really do much. Really, that was it. And he was part of the Decepticon attack on Autobot City. He was part of Cup's detail, placing the roadblock on the trail to Lookout Mountain. During the battle, he managed to get to the shuttle landing pad as Optimus Prime began his attack, counterattack on the Decepticon forces. And that's all we heard of him. So, you know, he did appear in Headmasters very, very briefly. He was in the Marvel colouring books, which are great. Check them out. They're great. He was quite a bit in the Ladybird books, in the early ones, up until Decepticon Hideout, when he sort of disappeared again. He was in the Dreamwave Generation 1 comics. Again, pretty much a background character. Didn't really do much, sort of made up the numbers. And in G.I. Joe, not G.I. Joe at all, IDW Generation 1 continuity. He has been, at the moment, the leader of a combat unit, consisting of Sideswipe, Leadfoot, Warpath, Road Rocket and Scram, where he was manning a permanent guard post around Bludgeon's hidden base in Thunderhead Pass. He's pretty much by the book. Didn't get on with Sideswipe at all. Where are we now? And he's part of the Lost Light. He's part of the bridge crew. He's present among the assembled Autobots. Yeah, he really, again, part of the crew. He hasn't really done much so far. I'm sure he will. The problem with Hound is he's a guy of limited ability, in as much as that he's a scout. He's not really a warrior. He's not got any major superpowers or anything like that. He's not Windcharger. He's not Brawn. He's not, you know, a Perceptor. He's not Cup or Hot Rod. He's very much a sort of B-lister. He's a guy who's dependable. He's always there, but he never really makes the big leagues. And it could have been so different had they not decided to just go with the little yellow guy. If Hound had been the other guy, so he could have been a contender. Sadly, as it is, he's always a bit of a background guy. However, he does have one of the best toys of the Universe line. Now then, he comes in a very nice olive drab package, and he's just a sort of generic Jeep, military style Jeep, as is the Henkei version. He does have shiny bull bars there, or cowcatcher, or whatever you want to call that thing. And he's, you know, in general, very, very nicely coloured, very, very nicely decorated. Not many paint apps. Doesn't need them. He's a military vehicle, so he sort of, he stands on his own merit there, really. But the wheels go around. They're nice, big, chunky wheels as well, kind of like a Humvee sort of a deal. And he comes with his hologram gun or laser gun or whatever you want to call it on the top there. Nice detail on the seats, the bucket seats there. I'll just take this off so you can sort of see that a bit better. Yeah, just really, really nice detail. Nice blue windshield there, which I really like. I do appreciate a tinted windshield on a Transformer for some reason. Don't know why. But lovely stuff. Anyway, to transform this guy is really simple. But it's nice and satisfying. Basically what you do is pull him apart there, like so, and then flip the grey bits down, if you can. Well, you might want to do that first, actually. Flip them down. This will become apparent later, and then you want to push these bits down like so, and then pull them apart like so. There you have his legs. That was very easy, and all you do to pull the foot down is just pull the back of the Jeep out, and there you have his feet. And his feet are actually in a nice ankle swivel there, but we'll come to that later. So just pull his legs out so they're nice and neat, and then this part here comes out and down like that, and that makes his waist. But this is how painfully simple this toy is. Then you take these black bits at the bottom here, and you pull those out, so they look like that, and pull them around pull them out more so they hang down like so. And you want very, very quickly. And then this bit just basically breaks apart. If I can do it. There you go. Tell you what, easier way to do it, and the proper way to do it probably, is just to pull these sections out, wheels, and then the hood pulls down, and epic head reveal. And that bit just goes in like so. But it really is that easy to do this thing. And then obviously the hood comes down just to make his torso there. Now the wheels you can have in whatever configuration you want. If you want them like that, you can have them like that, which is pretty cartoon accurate really, it has to be said. I myself like to go for this configuration. They're nice and neat, make a little backpack for him. They're nice and neat and don't get in the way. Now his arms, you want to be pulling out his fists like so, like that. And on the other side, exactly the same. And there you have Hound. Let's pop his little gun in there. And there you have Hound in all his glory. It really is that simple to transform him. And you get a really nice cartoonish Generation 1 cartoon looking robot. In fact, I'm surprised at how sort of show accurate that is. And it's really satisfying. It's a nice toy to transform. It's not too complex like some of the Universe toys ended up being. It's just a nice, simple, intuitive transformation. With a lot of articulation. For instance, you've got the arm goes round all the way on a ball joint there. He jointed at the bicep there, like so. He's jointed at the elbow. Obviously, the hand doesn't do anything, the fist, which is a shame. But this is basically sort of Universe Classics area, so you know, not a problem at all. The head goes 360 and has some epic light piping in there as well. It does not have a waist swivel, but you know, we can live without that. The legs do a Perceptor kick kind of affair. They do go around at the thigh. It is swiveled at the knee there. It's got quite a high sort of knee affair, but that's not a problem so much. And like I say, the foot is on a swivel like that, and it also has an ankle swivel. So he's really poseable. You can put him in a hell of a lot of poses. So, you know, he's a really poseable little guy and really fun to sort of play with and mess around and, you know, try and put him in different poses. Now, he does come also with Universe Ravage, which I don't have. I seem to have lost him in translation somewhere. Which is a shame, because he's a nice little toy. I mean, he's not perfect. I actually still prefer Generation 1 Ravage to this guy, but we shall talk of that another time. In the meantime, this guy, if you can get hold of him, and he's pretty rare these days, but if you find him at a flea market, or if you find him at a con, or happen on him on eBay, something like that, eBay rather, then definitely pick him up, because he's one of the better toys of the Universe line. Now, you know, I've got on record many times to say that Universe is my favourite iteration of Generation 1 Transformers. I love the Universe line so much, it's not even funny. But yeah, even then, this guy is a complete and total standout. He's just a nice, simple, lovely little toy. Really easy to sort of pick up and play with, really easy to pose in a lot of different and you know, interesting poses, and he looks good no matter what he's doing. He looks good. He looks like what he's supposed to be, which is a Generation 1 cartoonish Transformer. So definitely pick this guy up. He is a must, to paraphrase the Back to the 80s catchphrase. I should be back next time with the G.I. Joe toy. I don't have a clue who it is at the moment, but I'm thinking it might be sort of a dome-headed guy who wasn't in G.I. Joe Retaliation, which I really enjoyed, by the way, in case anybody was wondering, which I'm sure you weren't. But I shall be back next week with that anyway. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye for now.